As much as I'd love to cliffhanger the fine people and say, hey, you got to come back tomorrow to see the draft, I want to know. After that epic game 82, to get the number one odds in the lottery, I need to know if we are indeed going to get the pick. Here we go. Here we go. By the power of Mike Milbury, give us the number one overall pick to take Rick DiPietro. Come on. The Atlanta Thrashers have won the draft lottery, jumping from 8 to 1, while Tampa retains the 2 spot as we fall to 3. Q Danhausen. Yeah. Yep. It's just... Fuck. Okay. It's the 3rd overall pick. Real kick in the teeth that Tampa stays ahead of us. In terms of retired players, this will be interesting. Nobody. Obviously, these dudes are just, in the game on the database, but obviously they're modern players. So, shout out to Kyle Comiskey, though. Nobody retired at the end of season 1. Fair enough. Fair play. It is our first draft with the Islanders. Nobody ahead of us wants to trade their pick, so we have no shot of moving up. Unless we look at St. Louis, who's moving the 4th. So we will not land a top 2 pick. At the top of this draft, Marian Gaborik, a generated dude named Bulbrook, but then Danny Heatley might just be ours. There's also Scotty Hartnell, Justin Williams in the top 5. The rest of the top 10, Alex Froloff, John Michael Lyles, Anton Vermette, Ron Hainsey, and Paul Martin. Will we land Danny Heatley? Let's find out. The Atlanta Thrashers, with the 1st overall pick, select Marian Gaborik. I would have loved to have gotten Marian Gaborik. My God. He would have gone so well with the 2 centers that we have. Hope I'm not getting sick right before Christmas. With the 2nd overall pick, the Tampa Bay Lightning select Bulbrook, the generated dude. Meaning, we likely have the pick that we want. However, we have to do our due diligence here. The St. Louis Blues. Do you have interest in moving this pick? Not for anything outright. I'd have to put the work in. Do we have the value, I should have gone the other way, to pull off a deal with the Blues? Because they underperformed massively. They'd love to be right back where they need to be. We do have the 1st pick of the 2nd round. PSN side's hurting for rosters like this. Yeah. Again, for Snipe, myself, Fassy, all the roster editors and creators on the Xbox side of things, we're obviously hoping. I promise I am pushing like a son of a bitch with the direct line of communication I have with EA to get cross-platform roster sharing next year. I am trying so hard, and I hope they listen, because it really sucks that the PlayStation side's getting hung out to dry here. If we were to use that 29th pick, man, the 29th pick, Jamie Rivers, it might be enough. I'm going to call a timeout here. I want to see who's at the end of the 1st round, because we haven't looked yet. There might be someone who it's worth holding on to that pick for. We know we're taking Danny Heatley 3rd overall. That's been decided. So the rest of the draft, you got Kronwall at 11, Chris Kunitz, Brad Boyes, Rostislav Klesla, Anton Volchenkov, Matthew Lombardi, Henrik Lundqvist. Is it worth trading up to 4 when we could land Hank in the teens? Jarrett Stoll. Carter Pyatt's generated. Blackburn's generated. Curtis Foster's real. Pedersen's generated. Rene Bourque. Burrows. Bust. You're goddamn right. Nick Schultz. Matt Pettinger. Rafi Torres. Kurt Sauer. Jim Vandermeer. So again, 28 picks in the first round. So Vandermeer's at the start of round 2. So is Sean Avery. Pavel Vorobyev's real. Jason Williams. Steve Ott. Anthony Zhao. Andy Hilbert. Vernon Fiddler. Brooks Orpik. Lassi Kukkonen. Marcel Hossa. Pascal Dupuis. David Hale. Marc-Andre Bergeron. Paul Gaustad. Chalalet. We got some generated dudes in here. Brett Lebda's real. Joel Ward. I think we have to aim for Hank if we can get him. I mean, I know we have Luongo already, but there are some dudes. DiPietro ranked 55th. Makes me wonder if he's the low elite with low durability. Again, I haven't checked. We know Hartnell's a medium top 4, so he's not worth trading for. It would just be whether or not we think Justin Williams is worth trading for. I'd rather aim for a Kronwall or specifically a Henrik Lundqvist. So with the 4th overall pick, we will take out of Frankfurt, the old German Hockey League, Danny Heatley. Okay, that's fair. It's a big drop-off from Gaborik to Heatley in terms of starting OVR. And, I mean, Gaborik's a year younger, too. But still, 75 overall at 19 years old. Danny Heatley, the medium elite. He's got the shooting boost that you would expect. He's got him. I mean, it's Danny Heatley. Can't be too upset about that. Gaborik, actually, no X Factor. That's an interesting way to go about it tonight. No X Factors for Gaborik out of the gates, but a really good starting OVR. Interesting. Not in a bad way, either. Interesting, though. At 4, the St. Louis Blues select Scott Hartnell. 79 overall, medium top 6. Some abilities to boot for Hartnell. Oh, maybe we should have. Maybe we should have. God, maybe we should have gone for Hartnell. That's a great addition to the Blues. Fuck. Some players generated X Factors. Ooh. At 5, Carolina selects Justin Williams. Going to Carolina. Makes sense. San Jose at 6 takes Alex Frolov. With some shooting boost as well for Alex Frolov. The Caps are willing to trade at 8. Folius, or 7, I should say. Folius, what's going on? Lyles, Vermette. I don't think it's time. I'm interested in Kronwall. I'm interested in Lundqvist. I think I can only get one. The Caps at 7 select Anton Vermette. Low overall, but young. Couple of abilities in there, too. He's certainly not bad. You got Buffalo at 8, taking John Michael Lyles. Lyles goes 8th overall to the Buffalo Sabres. Rangers at 9, Ron Hainsey. Ron Hainsey. Oilers at 10, Paul Martin. Paul Martin is terrible. What a moment. At number 11, the Calgary Flames take Chris Kunitz. He's going to be on a line with Iggy before you know it. That's going to be a sick combination, too. Chicago wants to trade at 16, and that's where we have to eye Henrik Lundqvist. Boston at 13. No, excuse me, Nashville at 12. Take Brad Boyes, who I thought was going to end up on the Bruins like he did in real life. Brad Boyes on his way to Nashville. Boston at 13. Nicholas Kronwall. 84 checking out of the gates. I like it. Kronwall on the Bruins would have been amazing. At 14, the LA Kings select Matthew Lombardi. At 15, Pittsburgh takes Klesla. And we're going to go talk to Chicago. I can't, in good faith, let Henrik Lundqvist sneak through, even though we have Lou. I cannot do it. Let's go talk to Chicago. Do you have anything that you want for this pick in particular? No. But we can still look here. 16th overall pick. Again, we have the first pick of the second round, which can easily go. That won't do it on its own. I don't think we'll need to use too much else. Skaters matching the block. We can use Jamie Rivers. They'd have too many skaters, though, so Rivers isn't worth it. Fuck. Is there anybody here that's unsigned? No. We're going to have to use draft picks, then. What about pick number 91 from the Sabres? Is that enough? Quite far off. Shit. This is bad, actually. This is bad. Rivers doesn't have the value to make it worth it. We're just going to have to use picks. What about the 76th from Colorado? Let's aim for 29, 76, and 85 for 16. There it is. We land the 16th overall pick from Chicago. And much like they did in real life, the Islanders are going to take a goalie in the first round. But we are going to take Henrik Lundqvist. Because, of course, I'm going to steal him away from the Rangers. We are taking Henrik Lundqvist with this pick. High elite, 58 overall. Oh, yeah, baby. He's got the full house. Replicating, and I know what Snipe's doing, replicating the fact that obviously he didn't come over for a couple of years. Henrik Lundqvist is an Islander. Let's go. We had to. We had to. The trade just made way too much sense. Way too much sense. Henrik Lundqvist and Roberto Luongo are on the same team right now. And now Danny Heatley is our most valuable prospect. Look at that. Luongo and Lundqvist. Not bad. Not bad at all. From there, I feel confident enough to sim the rest of the first round and see who goes where. I don't feel like there's anybody here where I'm like, I absolutely have to get that guy. So let's sim the rest of the round. And we'll see where people go. So you have Volchenkov to the Coyotes. Generated Blackburn to Ottawa, medium elite. Jarrett Stoll to Montreal. Dude named Pyatt, who was generated, goes to Colorado. Curtis Foster to Philly. Another generated dude, Pedersen to Detroit. Rene Bourque to Toronto. Burrows to Anaheim. Pettinger to Vancouver. Rafi Torres to Florida. Nick Schultz to New Jersey. And Kurt Sauer to the Stanley Cup champion Dallas Stars. So now, obviously, Chicago has the first pick of the round. I mean, Avery would be funny. I'm not too worried about Jim Vandermeer. I mean, Avery would be funny. Steve Ott, I don't think we'll have the best potential, but I mean, Steve Ott. There's Vernon Fiddler, who would probably be pretty good. Brooks Orpik. Pascal Dupuis looks pretty good. Bergeron. I mean, there's quite a few guys here that are interesting, at least. I mean, again, we got DiPietro down at 55. I'd still like to end up with him. Greg Zanin. Antti Miettinen. Again, there's going to be a mix of generated and real. Mike Danton. Zenon Konopka. Matt Ellis, Sabres legend. Joel Lundqvist. Hey, we could end up with the Lundqvists. David Koshi. Okay. Darcy Hordichuk's in this draft, too. Our next pick is number 55. Am I worried about trading up? Or do I just land DiPietro at 55? I don't think I'll have the assets to be able to land Sean Avery unless he doesn't go to Tampa. Chicago takes Jim Vandermeer. Will Tampa take Avery? Yes. And with that potential, I'm going to sim. Let's find out. Is DiPietro available? It looks like it. Travis Moan, Derek Engeland. Kopetsky to Montreal. Big shout out to AFC, by the way. Thank you for the 16 months on the primer. I do appreciate it tremendously. Happy holidays to you as well. I am doing fantastic, and hopefully you can say the same. And if not, well, hopefully this cool as fuck roster cheers you up. At least for a little bit. Obviously, we'll look back through at the end. Steve Odd ended up in San Jose. Okay, well, we have to do it for the memes. We have already taken Henrik Lundqvist, but there's only one man we can take with this pick. The New York Islanders will select with the 55th overall pick, goaltender Rick DiPietro. Ooh, okay. 77 overall, medium starter. I respect it. I'm kind of surprised it puts him at the end of the second round with those rankings. With the skate out ability, what's his durability? 73 durability. Okay. You could argue it could be even lower. It could have gone up by a point or two over the course of the season in the sim. Honestly, yeah, he's usable. He's maybe not the most reliable, but he's usable. As soon as his ELC expires, give him 8 years. We have a goalie factory on Long Island right now. Like, this is insane. Luongo, Lundqvist, DiPietro, Backstrom's in the system. Tim Thomas isn't going to make it, but we have a nice little goalie factory going on here. It'll eventually lead to us having to make certain choices about who stays and who goes. Quickly, when's our next pick? 57, so coming right up. There we go. That's perfect. Let's call a timeout here. See if there's any other trades we want to pull off. See if there's any prospects that other teams are trying to move on from as well. I probably should have done that sooner, but I got a little bit caught up in the draft. So in terms of goalies, Wade Flaherty? I mean, whatever. Lassard's not that good. Tim Thomas. I hate to say it. It looks like Timmy lost his X factors. He's not going to make it. It looks like Timmy lost his abilities. Fuck. Can I move Kevin Weeks as a favor to him because we're not going to use him? And it looks like I can send him to Philly and land Curtis Foster. So I'm going to do that. We are going to send Kevin Weeks to Philadelphia as a favor to him because he deserves game time. And we'll pick up defenseman Curtis Foster. In terms of other goalies, Steven Valiquette is still there too, but I'm never going to use him. Nobody wants him, though. Okay. Defensively, Herbers. Anybody want you? No. What about Dahl? Hey, NHL fans. Just traded to Philly, right? Dick Tarnstrom? Fringe goalie and Holmquist or Dick Tarnstrom. That's a no-brainer. Thank you, New York. Bramanis, nobody wants. What about Galanoff? Nope. Eric Cairns. Ronald Petrovitsky or Somik? I'll trade Eric Cairns for Ronald Petrovitsky. That's not too bad. Right? Petrovitsky should be... Yeah, he's a little bit younger. A little bit more development room. I like Cairns because he's an enforcer, but Jesus, it's not going to be tough to find an enforcer in this era. So we'll pull off that trade with Calgary. Like I said, just trying to make some moves here, bit pieces, shuffle the deck a little bit. Jamie Rivers. A lot of interest in Rivers, including a third-round pick from Phoenix. Oleg Saprykin. I like Oleg Saprykin. Third-round picks. Stefan Robida. Fresh from the islands. Jeff Gilson, future Bruin. All right, to me, it's either Oleg Saprykin or Stefan Robida. And honestly, I'm going to go Robida Islander. Sold. Jamie Rivers for Stefan Robida. Done deal. Just for that alone. Sheba Turkin. Can I get anything for you? No, I can't. What about for Schultz? No. What about for Giroux, who's terrible? No. All right. So we're good there. One more check of the defense because we ended up with Lundqvist. He's a 60 overall, 22 years old. Oh, he's abysmal. Can I flip him? Nope. All right. Well, I got sold a fucking bill of false goods there. Right wing side, Marinucci. Nobody wants you. What about Martin Lawrence? Marc-Andre Bergeron, Sheldon Brookbank, Brett McLean? At a medium 9, Nico Kapanen? Let's go for Nico Kapanen. I'm good with that. We'll take Nico Kapanen from Dallas. Spud Webb? Nope. Then Park can stay. Mr. Sparkling Water? No. Pearson? No. Anderson? No. Green's only 23. And then center, Dopira, nothing. LaRouche, nothing. Ferraro, yeah. All right, we have pretty much exhausted all of our options then in terms of, moving on from who we could. So the 57th overall pick, is there anybody coming up where we're just like, yeah, take them, even if they're not projected to go anytime soon? I'm sure one of these generated dudes are going to be pretty good. I don't really care. So Greg Zanin. Ooh, Antti Miettinen. Wild legend. Old Mettinen, I should say. Wayne Bowie. Back off Neteros. Mike Danton. Zenon Konopka should have good face-offs and good face-punching ability. Matt Ellis, Brad Winchester, Joel Lundqvist. To take the Lundqvist. What do I search for the file? It's labeled Ultimate 1999/2000, or just search for Snipe and Score's name amongst the most downloaded rosters, and then you can hit View Creator Files. David Kochi, definitely going to be an enforcer. At Hendricks. I'm just wondering if there's any fun hidden names. Darcy Hordichuk was there. Ramsey Abid. Lou Yudes. What a name. I don't think we're going to end up finding any kind of fun names down the board here. I lied. Ilya Brizgalov. What? Holy shit. It was worth it. It was worth looking. Dude, I am going to have a monopoly on goaltenders. Even Mikhail Telkvist wasn't a bad goalie. Antti Nieminen. Trent Heatley. Dude, I'm taking all the goalies. Mike Rupp. Trashers legend. Mike Rupp. Jared Smithson? Notable in a way. Dominic Moore. Way down at 138? Holy shit. All right. Joey McDonald. My God. All right. Well, we definitely... I thought that was going to be James Wisniewski, and I don't know why. Shout out to Jeff Taff. Definitely some good names and meme value towards the bottom. It was worth looking. Okay, I do think... Oh, Dan Ellis. Every time I think that we've hit kind of the end of the road for fun names, it's like, Dan Ellis. Craig Weller. Okay. Our next pick after this is 91. Let me call it one more time out here. So our next pick after this is number 91. So who's projected to be drafted before then? So we are either looking at Joel Lundqvist, Zenon Konopka, Mike Danton, Antti Miettinen. Gotta be honest, Mike Danton's a good meme. We're taking the brothers. Henrik and Joel Lundqvist in the same draft. It's a no-brainer. We're taking Joel Lundqvist. It's perfect. He's only a medium bottom 6, but it's worth it for the meme. Don't worry about it. We're going to try to turn him into a beast. All right. 4th round. Our next pick after this is 113. So who do we have here that we're interested in between now and 113? Not too many people, apparently. Nobody at all, actually. So we can go a little bit off the board. The Lundqvist of the new Klimas. I hope so. With the next pick, we will take our third goaltender of the drafts. The universe is humongous big. Ilya Bryzgalov, welcome to the island. 66 overall medium starter at 20 years old for Briz. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Dude, what a draft for goalies, though. Oh, my God. Look at the goalie depth that we have now. Luongo, Lundqvist, Bryzgalov, DiPietro, Nick Backstrom. Jesus. And all of them are going to be terrible because that's how goalies work in franchise. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Round number 5. Basically now it's take whoever. It doesn't even matter. Kel Tellqvist for the beams. Gonna be funny when you out potentials. Yeah, right. Let's go for Mike Rupp. Another overager, but we'll take Mike Rupp. Medium bottom 6 grinder. Yeah, Mike Rupp, decent little pick for the 5th round. Again, I'll look back through all the rounds as well at the end of this. Do we have any other familiar names at this point? I mean, Joey McDonald. That's what I'm thinking of, former Red Wing prospect. Do we have anybody else? There might be some names I'm jumping over, like, I don't know, like Jeff Taff, for God's sakes. Might have to be the next one. I'm hoping for one more, like, big meme name. Dan Ellis might be someone I have to take as well, just to keep up with the absurd amount of goalies that we've taken. Craig Weller was there. I'm hoping to just see some hilarious name that shouldn't be this far down. Although it would then be concerning that they're this far down. Nathan Robinson, former Bruins prospect. Oh, man, there's so many freaking names on this list, too, so I'm only going to scroll down so far. Shout out to Jesus Purcell, by the way. Curtis Sanford. Graham Mink, former Portland Pirate. What a guy. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find what I'm looking for. I don't think we are. Okay. So, we're going to take Jeff Taff. The Laffy Taffy, who's not great, but hey, whatever. It's the 6th round. And then in the 7th round, do I have anybody else left on the board? Probably not. No, I still do. Dan Ellis will take another goalie. He's a medium fringe at a 59 overall. And thus concludes a hilarious draft for the New York Islanders. Our very first draft with the team. I mean, what can you even say? Just a goaltending factory, and we land Danny Heatley 3rd overall. Again, for those that missed it, this was the first round. The good thing, this is only 28 teams. I don't even have to move the webcam. Again, Bulbrook is generated. There are still generated players that I can't do anything about. Bulbrook, Blackburn at 18, Pyatt at 20, Pettersson at 22, Peterson. But you will see quite a few familiar names there, of course. And I like that Justin Williams went to Carolina. I'm still thinking maybe we should have traded up for Scott Hartnell at 4 because we had the ability to do so. However, I don't know if I would have been able to land Henrik Lundqvist at 16 had I done that. And I do not regret drafting Henrik Lundqvist. How could you possibly regret drafting Henrik Lundqvist, you know? So again, that was the first round. Round number 2, you still had quite a few familiar names. Sean Avery went to Tampa. You had Brooks Orpik going to the Rangers, Pascal Dupuis to Edmonton, Marcel Hossa to the Bruins. Again, Joel Ward goes to Philly. And we took Rick DiPietro with the penultimate pick of the round. Because Rick DiPietro. Carolina took Jason Williams. Yeah, fair play. So see, I took goalies. They took Jay Williams. Perfect. Round 3. Greg Zanin to Edmonton. Miettinen went to Calgary. Brian Southerby out the board. Mike Danton went to Montreal. Zenon Konopka went to Chicago. David Kochi to Florida. Fair enough. Round number 4. Darcy Hordichuk to San Jose. We took Ilya Bryzgalov. And this is when the familiar names really started to drop off and give way to generated dudes, even S. Fedorov, I believe, on obviously not Sergei Fedorov. Round number 5, we took Mike Rupp. And again, outside of like Mikhail Lundqvist and a handful of other people, Jared Smithson, the quality really dropped. Dominic Moore ended up in Anaheim. It's kind of cool. Round number 6, it really, I think you get the point at this time. So there you go. We can move on. Round 7's irrelevant. I am pretty damn happy with how we have this team after less than a calendar year of being in control. And in terms of re-sign phase, off-season, I don't know what the hell the first year off-season is going to look like. But again, there's no salary cap either. Brad Isbister jumped to an 86. So in goal, we have Luongo, 82 overall at 21 years old, high elite. It looks like he lost his gold, though. So he looks to have regressed in terms of X factors. So Wade Flaherty here. Obviously, we do not have to immediately sign Rick DiPietro, and we won't. Nor will we sign Bryzgalov. We're actually full on goaltenders here. I might have to buy out Lundqvist for space. Just in case there's like a can't miss goalie. Yeah, so Johan Lundqvist, hate to tell you, buddy. I'm going to have to buy you out dirt cheap, but I need the roster spot. So that at least gives us one goalie spot, depending on what free agency looks like. Actually, yeah, there was nothing else to do. Defensively, Chara, 84 medium elite. I think he also lost his abilities. I'm going to be intrigued to see if those come back, if that's a glitch, or if that actually happened. There's Galanoff, Maxim Galanoff. We can let go of him. Picked him up for nothing. Herbers, we can also let go of you. Need to keep Mike Van Ryn. We'll qualify him. Cheba Turkin can go, who is terrible. And then nothing else that we really have to do there. On the right wing side, Vladimir Orsa, we definitely need to qualify. Mr. Marinucci can go. Guess there's a downside to tanking. Potentially, yeah. Left wings. We got to keep Josh Green, for sure. But Anderson can go. I mean, he's a filler level player. Pearson, you can go too. Nothing crazy there. Sparkling Water, you're also gone. Don't know if we're going to sign Heater yet. And then centers, Olli Jokinen has to stay, obviously. Ferraro can go. So for the most part, we just freed up a lot of roster spots, which is great. No UFAs to worry about. Now it's just the RFAs and waiting for them to sign. So the big question is, season 1 free agency, what does it look like? Because Van Ryn took the qualifying offer, Orsaw as well. Gonna have to worry about staff management for the first time in a while. But free agency, summer of 2000. Oh, baby.